Hi, out there in the YouTube world. This video is going to be about dealing with the stress and world stresses that are just external out there, and most of the time media propagated bullshit. And I really want you to think about this, because a lot of the stress that we deal with on day to day, week to week, month to month, pretty much throughout our whole freaking life, is external pressures that we have been taught to believe are so important. There's three worlds. Kind of want to break this down for you. When you are born, there's you. There's your little inner divine self. Your ego hasn't really been created yet, okay? You're still in the womb. But you are conscious. And you are actually like the universal consciousness reaching out from the womb, okay? Because just like a leaf, when it grows on a tree and then falls as the season ends and it becomes fall, the leaf becomes the soil. But it represents kind of like we come out of the universe. We are not separate. We all see ourselves as so separate from the creation. But really, if you think about, just in a biological perspective, that we came from our mother's womb, and there was a physical connection where at one point in time, if we rewind it even before then, well, we were two people, our mother and our father, and there's always been a physical connection since the time of Lucy, or even before that, to when we were monkeys, or whatever you want to believe. But isn't that kind of crazy to think about that there's a physical, think about a vine growing through time, and that vine is our DNA. It's been physically bound to this universe, this physical reality. You over there, you've been physically bound to this reality for all of time in order to be right here, right now. And it's a special thing, okay? It's special, okay? And just like a leaf on a tree, when it blossoms out, the leaf is there. It's perfect, okay? The leaf doesn't have to worry about... Now we're going to get into the second category of the world, because then there's your inner self, which I just described, but then there's the social reality and the social culture, which is all the other leaves that are on the tree before you got there. And we, as the whole term sheeple, that the term sheeple, well, that really connects back to this connection that we have been taught and trained to cut ourselves off from, which is our inner self, which is ultimately most important, and that includes your welfare and well-being. And a lot of people who are talking about this new world order and one world government, there will never be a collective unity of the whole earth, okay? If you just think about how diverse and different and awesome and unique and special how many cultures there are, it really shows how diverse and unique and special human expression can be. And there's nothing wrong with that until we start to be cut off from recognizing the divinity in the uniqueness in others. Because when that happens, well, that's when we get world wars and stuff that's going on today. With the Ukraine and with Syria. And there's North Korea too. They're just this little isolated area, and they worship their leader. But don't we also kind of in the Western world worship our leaders? Because We don't facilitate change, and yet we complain about it and just jump through the hoops day after day, yet not really taking any inner steps, because the changes have to come from within. Okay? If we're trying to reach out to change the world, you're never going to change the world. So stop trying. Stop it. Stop trying. Stop trying now. And take a breath. And realize, and like look at yourself, your body, who you are, and realize that there's an intimate, special relationship between you and nature. Okay? And that there's a part of your mind that came into this world that really was already there from the very beginning. And it's just trying to express itself through you right now. So worrying and, what your energy where your thoughts, where your attention goes, the energy will flow to that. And it very much affects things. So if you want to be all melancholy, but at the same time, you don't want to be ignorant to things. And when it comes to like media bullshit, if you do not follow that in the idol worship, you really will start to realize how much other people are indoctrinated to the system of just bowing down to people, be they like politicians or celebrities or whoever they may be. If it didn't come from the mouth of an official, then it didn't matter. Right? Because there's so many whistleblowers and like people who are from the deep inside about all of this kind of stuff, and you're all waiting for it to be on Fox News on the tube. And sorry, but those people are the ones that are trying to break and divide you. But yeah, and the third reality is nature. Okay? And there's three levels, like our inner core, our self, our divine self. Then there's the social reality that exists around us with all of its pressures, whatever they may be, that are causing you to be stressed out. Might be school, might be bills, might be your appearance, might be your hair, might be your face. I don't know, like whatever you got up in your issues, like that the media has made you all self-conscious about. But do you notice how playful and awesome babies and children are? Like, until they've had it like whipped out of them until they're just like a robot who wants to just work for the man. Like, there's a reason behind that. And when you're reading all these magazines and things about celebrities, realize that that's all like lies, pretty much. And by lies, I mean it might be true to some degree, but it's not good for you to digest that material and put it into your brain, because it's just gonna, the weaker the weaker that an individual's divine spark is, or the quieter that voice, that little angel on your shoulder, that's your divine connection to your inner core and your divine angelic realm, the quieter that voice becomes, the louder the devil one becomes, which is like represented and quite saturated in our world. Like we got candy and like chips and like pop and like all this crap that's not good for us, but it tastes good and it stimulates this physical gland and like yum yum. So, and not just that, but there's like drugs and alcohol, which is all advocated quite heavily in our media. It's just like, after work, go out and get hammered. Like, when no, you do not heal. And that intense like achy feeling after, it's because you just fucked your body. So don't treat your body like temple. And I know I'm a bit of a hypocrite because everyone has their own things, but try not to worry about anyone else's things, and don't let your ego get all fucked up in that, because you should worry about yourself. And yeah, you're awesome. So, mwah. I hope that this video has taught you something, and know that just like a leaf on a tree that falls and becomes soil, you're always connected to nature, okay? And this like expression of yourself in this moment right now, like we have so much more capabilities and potentialities than a leaf does, do we not? So given our spectrum of time and our opportunity to express ourselves, we should more so take the time to do that. And I'll see you in my next video. Mwah.